So this is the homework. It's chapter 2, exercise 5, um, YouTube recording. And so with this problem, it's um, it's asking us to compute what a total investment will be after factoring in these different variables like principal amounts, the annual interest rate, the number of times that the interest is compounding every year, and the number of years. And so in the problem here, um, it's defined what a lot of these variables are. So we've got variable p, which is the principal, that's 10,000. The value n, which is the number of times compounded per year, is 12. Our interest rate is 8%. And so really the only thing that's not defined is the number of years that the money is going to be compounding for. And so what we're doing here is we're just calculating, okay, here, given it calculating for t years that we decide on, how much money will we have afterwards? And so because most of these variables are defined, you can see here that what we're going to do is we're going to take advantage of that and define those variables. So we have the principal interest, the principal defined here, 10,000. The periods that it's compounding over per year is 12. The interest that we have is 8. So we don't need to really create a prompt for any of those. But what we do need to create one for is the number of years that the money is being compounded over. And so here what we do is we create that prompt to ask that. And then one of the issues here is we need to float that response that we're going to get back, just because what's going to be coming out here is a string. And if we can float it, we can get it back into over number form. And so that's what we have right here. After that, we're defining the overarching formula to kind of include these variables and include the prompt, so that we can run this final formula here. And so what we did was we created the prompt is y, and then I just named it y2. So what we're saying here is y2 is going to be the final amount of money, of dollars, is going to be the amount that we defined in this line above. And so what we have to do there is because we're going back to a string, right? The final amount of dollars it's in quotation, so that's a string. Is we need to change that amount back to a string. So that's what we do here. Otherwise, we're going to get a semantic error. And then just to make it cleaner, what we did here was we added round to 2 decimal places here. So once we've got that all in, all we have to do is print and run it. And so what we did here was I was prompted with enter the years that money's going to be compounded. That's value t. And so I entered 4 years, and then it spits out what our final amount is given that compounded. And that's basically it. So luckily a lot of the numbers were defined, or a lot of the values were defined, and we really just needed to create, kind of define the formula and have it prompt us for the number of years, which is what we did here. Thank you.